Welcome to the Binder Misfit cards. I'm Bez, pronouns he, they, and I'm just an average Magic player with interest in the more unusual side of the game. And all the weird things that have been printed over the years. My goal in this series is to examine the stranger cards of Magic the Gathering, look at their history, look at cards like them, and then try to sketch out a deck using them. And I'm going to be giving away some of those cards also, so stay tuned to learn more. Today's Misfit card is Chaos Orb. As you can see, it's not the real Chaos Orb card, it's just a promotional enlarged card. I don't know about you, but I didn't feel like spending thousands of dollars on a single piece of cardboard. I have enough student debt already! Anyway, the reason why it's so costly is because it's on the reserve list, which is a list of Magic cards that will never be printed again. Let's take a look at this unusual relic, shall we? Chaos Orb was one of the earliest Magic the Gathering cards, as it came out in the first 3 sets, Alpha, Beta, and Unlimited. Its mana value is 2, and the card reads, pay 1 generic mana and tap the card. If Chaos Orb is on the battlefield, flip Chaos Orb onto the battlefield from a height of at least 1 foot. If Chaos Orb turns over completely at least once during the flip, destroy all non-token permanents it touches. Then destroy Chaos Orb. So, yeah, it's a Magic card that doesn't rely on how skilled you are in the game, but at how proficient you are at flipping cards, and I don't know about you, but that's a little bit harder than it looks. These type of cards are called dexterity cards, and for the record, Chaos Orb isn't the only one. There is another card like it released in the 7th Magic set, Legends, and it's called Falling Star. It basically does the same thing as Chaos Orb, except instead of destroying the things it touches, it does 3 damage to whatever it touches and taps the creatures who have been dealt damage. Other than that though, the only other dexterity cards released by Wizards of the Coast have been parody cards from Unsets and holiday cards. There's Clay Pigeon from Unglued, which is a card you have to try and catch with one hand, among many others. The parody dexterity cards range from cards you have to balance on your head, to cards you have to use as weapons, cards you have to slide across the table, and then cards you have to throw, and even cards you have to balance dice on. But the most interesting ones to me are the cards you have to rip! Black-Haired Lotus is a parody card that will give you 4 mana of any color by physically tearing the card into pieces. Its sister card is Chaos Confetti, which you have to, let me look at my notes here, tear into pieces, then throw said pieces at the playing area from a distance of at least 5 feet. Then anything the Chaos Confetti touches is destroyed. Okay then. These are easily some of the strangest cards in Magic, right? I mean, they don't rely on how good you are at the game itself, but how good you are at flipping cards, or ripping cards, or balancing cards on your head. And I have to admit I have a soft spot for cards like these just because of how strange they are. But what if you wanted to build a deck with them, you know, theoretically, since Chaos Orb isn't legal in any format? Well, let's find out. Alright, before we start we have to set one ground rule. Mainly that this isn't a deck you can technically use, because we'll be using Chaos Orb, which isn't playable in any format, the dexterity cards from Unsets, and Falling Star. Think of it as a fun experiment, not a competitive deck. Alright then, let's go throw some cards. Alright, let's throw some cards. Hi-ya! That was a lot lamer than I imagined it would be. Alright, I think it's enough intense training for one day. Let's go and try to build a deck around this thing. To start, we can copy our abilities with cards like Lithoform Engine, which will give us a second chance in case we can't flip Chaos Orb the first time, as well as copy our unsorceries like Landfill. You can also copy our Black-Haired Lotus and Chaos Confetti permanents so we can use them twice even after tearing the card. Tawnos, or his apprentice, can be a cool commander in an unset deck, though we only copies the abilities of our artifacts. Cards that let us play extra land, such as Wayward Swordtooth or Azusa Lost But Seeking, would be great for powering up Landfill. If you want to give support to Falling Star, I would suggest adding Torben, Thane of Redfell, Angras Marauders, or Fire Servant. Or if you want to roll the dice a bit, perhaps consider Desperate Gambit. The most important thing you can do, though, is learn how to balance cards on your head, tear cards, throw cards, all the things that Magic players don't usually do. So good luck with that. Alright, that just about wraps up our discussion on Chaos Orb. What do you think of this card? Did you play it back when it was legal? Do you think Wizards will ever print more cards like them? Let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed the video, please consider giving a like and subscribing. I don't get any money from YouTube for doing this because they don't have a lot of subscribers, so that would really help me out. And if you really like the video, I have a Patreon account at patreon.com/Norbez, where you can get early access, see my scripts, get a custom video or essay written for you, all that good stuff. Well, you stayed till the end of the video, so it's time for the giveaway. I'll be giving one of you the promotional Chaos Orb that I have here. To enter it, look at the pinned comment down below that leads to a tweet. To that tweet, reply what you liked and didn't like about this video, so I can improve. By doing so, you get to enter the giveaway, and I get some comments, so that is really nice. Alright, this is Bez from the Binder of Misfit cards, and I'll see you next time.